Have you ever sat down with your morning bowl of oatmeal and thought, this is healthy, right? You sprinkle in some fruit, maybe a little honey, and feel good knowing you're starting the day right. But what if I told you that your oatmeal, as healthy as it seems, could be doing so much more for your body if you just added one simple ingredient? One ingredient that can literally help clear your arteries, improve your blood flow, and support your heart health as you age. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, how to use it, and why it's so powerful for your heart, your energy, and your overall longevity. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Cardiovascular disease. Clogged arteries, high cholesterol, poor circulation doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, quietly, over years of eating foods that inflame your blood vessels, stress your heart, and make your arteries stiff and narrow. And for many seniors, that's the main reason behind fatigue, shortness of breath, and even brain fog. But the beautiful thing about the human body is that it can repair itself when you give it the right tools. And that's where this one ingredient comes in. Before I reveal it, let's talk about oatmeal. Oatmeal is already one of the best breakfast choices you can make. It's full of soluble fiber, especially a type called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan acts like a sponge in your bloodstream. It absorbs excess cholesterol and helps flush it out of your system. It also slows down sugar absorption, which keeps your blood sugar levels stable and your energy more consistent throughout the day. That's why people who eat oatmeal regularly often have lower cholesterol, better heart health, and even better digestion. But even oatmeal has its limits on its own. It can only do so much. If you're trying to reverse arterial plaque or support your heart as you age, you need to give it an ally, something that works synergistically with those oats to amplify their benefits. And that one ingredient, the one most people never think to add, is ground flaxseed. Yes, flaxseed. Simple, natural, and powerful. When you add just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to your oatmeal every morning, you transform your breakfast from a basic meal into a heart healing powerhouse. And here's why. Flaxseed is one of nature's richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. These plant-based omega-3s are crucial for reducing inflammation inside your arteries. And inflammation is what makes plaque stick. Think of your arteries like smooth pipes. Over time, tiny bits of cholesterol start to cling to the walls, especially if there's inflammation. That buildup narrows the arteries, making it harder for blood to flow. But omega-3s calm that inflammation, making the inner lining of your arteries, called the endothelium, smoother and more flexible again. That means less stickiness, better flow, and lower risk of blockages. And flaxseed delivers these omega-3s in their pure, natural form. But that's not all. Flaxseed is also loaded with lignans, powerful plant compounds that act like antioxidants and natural hormone balancers. These lignans help your body detoxify excess estrogen and fight oxidative stress, which can damage the arteries and lead to stiffness over time. For older adults, especially women going through or after menopause, this can make a huge difference. It supports balanced hormones, lowers blood pressure, and helps keep the heart strong and resilient. And here's the amazing part. Studies have shown that eating just 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily can lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, by up to 15%. Imagine that, without medication, without drastic diets. You can take something so small and simple and watch your blood test numbers improve. That's how potent nature can be when we use it wisely. But you might be wondering, why ground Flaxseed? Why not whole? That's a great question. Whole flax seeds often pass right through your digestive system intact, meaning your body doesn't absorb all those omega-3s and lignans. Grinding them releases the nutrients so they can actually be used by your body. You can buy ground flaxseed at most grocery stores, or even better, grind whole seeds yourself in a coffee grinder for maximum freshness. Here's how I like to do it. I cook my oatmeal the usual way, water or milk, depending on your preference. And when it's almost done, I stir in 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed. You don't want to cook the flaxseed too long because heat can destroy some of the delicate fats, so adding it at the end is perfect. Then I like to top it with a few berries for extra antioxidants, a sprinkle of cinnamon for blood sugar balance, and maybe a few chopped nuts for crunch. That's it. Simple, delicious, and one of the best breakfasts you can eat for your arteries. Let's talk about what happens inside your body when you start doing this regularly. Within just a few days, you might notice smoother digestion. Flaxseed is incredibly rich in both soluble and insoluble fiber, which keeps your gut moving and helps detoxify waste. Over a few weeks, you may notice your energy improving, your skin looking clearer, and your blood pressure starting to stabilize. But the real magic happens silently, inside your arteries. Your blood vessels begin to relax. The walls become more elastic, allowing blood to flow more freely. The omega-3s work on reducing inflammation, while the fiber binds to cholesterol, preventing it from hardening into plaque. Over time, this gentle daily ritual of adding flaxseed helps your body naturally clear out what's been clogging it for years. It's not an overnight fix. Nothing natural ever is. But it's steady, consistent, and sustainable. If you're someone who already struggles with high cholesterol or hypertension, this small change can be a game changer. Many people underestimate how powerful daily habits can be. We think health is about big changes, expensive supplements, or complex diets. But often, it's about the small, consistent actions that compound over time. That tablespoon of flaxseed might seem tiny, but multiplied over weeks and months, it can change your heart health from the inside out. There's also something very special about the way flaxseed interacts with your body's hormone system. The lignans it contains act like gentle adaptogens. They help balance hormones naturally, especially in postmenopausal women. This helps reduce hot flashes, mood swings, and even protects bones and joints. But beyond that, it keeps inflammation in check, which is essential for preventing cardiovascular disease. And here's a little known fact. Flaxseed can also help improve nitric oxide production in your arteries. Nitric oxide is a molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, which means better circulation and lower blood pressure. As we age, nitric oxide production naturally declines, which is why many older adults experience cold hands, fatigue, or dizziness. By supporting nitric oxide levels, flaxseed helps restore youthful blood flow and keeps your body energized. Another benefit people often notice after adding flaxseed to their oatmeal is better weight management. Because flaxseed is high in fiber, it keeps you feeling full longer, which helps prevent overeating later in the day. The steady release of energy also keeps your blood sugar stable, which means fewer cravings and less afternoon fatigue. Over time, this helps regulate metabolism, reduce belly fat, and support a healthy body composition, all of which are essential for heart health. And if you've ever dealt with constipation, flaxseed might be your new best friend. Its soluble fiber absorbs water and creates a gel-like consistency in your digestive tract, while the insoluble fiber adds bulk to your stool helping it move smoothly through your system. This not only keeps you regular, but also helps your body eliminate toxins more efficiently. A clean gut means a cleaner bloodstream, and that's key to reducing the burden on your arteries. You might be thinking, can I just take a flaxseed oil capsule instead? You can, but it's not quite the same. Flaxseed oil gives you the omega-3 fats, but misses out on the fiber and lignans. And those are just as important for your arteries. The whole ground seed gives you the complete package: healthy fats, antioxidants, and fiber, all working together in harmony. Nature designed it that way for a reason. You can also get creative with how you use it. If you're not a fan of oatmeal, you can mix ground flaxseed into yogurt, smoothies, pancake batter, or even sprinkle it over salads. The key is consistency. Make it a daily ritual, not just something you do once in a while. The body thrives on regular nourishment, not random efforts. And while we're talking about arteries, I want to remind you of something many people overlook: the importance of hydration. Fiber needs water to do its job properly. So when you start adding flaxseed to your diet, make sure you're drinking enough fluids throughout the day. This keeps everything moving smoothly and prevents the fiber from making you feel bloated. Something else that often surprises people is how flaxseed can also support brain health. The same omega-3s that protect your arteries also protect your neurons. They improve communication between brain cells, reduce inflammation, and even support memory and focus. That's why people who regularly eat omega-3 rich foods often report feeling more alert, calmer, and emotionally balanced. For seniors, this can be especially valuable in protecting against cognitive decline. I know some of you might be thinking, I already eat healthy. Do I really need flaxseed? And the truth is, even with a balanced diet, most people are still not getting enough omega-3s or fiber. Our modern diets tend to be heavy in omega-6 fats from vegetable oils and processed foods, which create an imbalance and promote inflammation. Flaxseed helps restore that balance naturally. Just that 1 tablespoon a day helps tip the scale back toward healing. I've had countless people tell me how this one simple change transformed their energy, their cholesterol numbers, and even their mood. They didn't change everything overnight. They just made one better choice each morning. And that's what I want for you too. Because health isn't built in a day. It's built in the small choices we repeat, the quiet habits that nourish us even when no one's watching. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that the first thing you put into your body is working to heal your arteries, clear out old plaque, improve your circulation, and support your brain. It's such a powerful feeling to know your food is your medicine, that every bite is bringing you closer to vitality instead of disease. And as your arteries become clearer, your whole body feels it. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Your brain gets more oxygen. Your skin glows from improved blood flow. You feel lighter, more energetic, more alive. That's the ripple effect of one small, consistent habit. If you've ever had a scare with high cholesterol, chest tightness, or high blood pressure, I want you to know it's not too late. Your body is remarkably resilient. It can repair, regenerate, and renew itself when you give it what it needs. And that's why adding ground flaxseed to your oatmeal is not just about breakfast. It's about healing from the inside out. The next time you prepare your oatmeal, think of it as more than just food. Think of it as a daily act of self-care, a gentle message to your body saying, I'm taking care of you. Stir in that spoonful of flaxseed, watch it blend in, And know that with each bite, you're clearing your arteries, strengthening your heart, and nourishing your future. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive cleanses. You just need consistency, good food, and a little faith in what nature provides. The simplest habits often have the most profound effects. Ground flaxseed is proof of that. Humble, affordable, and yet incredibly powerful. Tomorrow morning, when you reach for that bowl of oatmeal, remember this: a single tablespoon can make all the difference. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. One heart, healthy breakfast at a time. When you start adding flaxseed to your daily meals, something subtle but powerful begins happening inside your body. Your arteries, which may have been stiff, tight, or less responsive with age, start to regain a bit of their natural rhythm. The smooth inner walls begin to relax, blood moves more freely, and your heart doesn't have to push as hard with every beat. That's the beauty of what happens when you give your body omega-3 lignans and plant compounds that nature designed specifically to restore balance. Regular flaxseed intake does more than help with cholesterol. It has a profound effect on blood pressure, and it all begins with how it interacts with your arteries. Arterial flexibility is one of the most important markers of cardiovascular health, but it's often overlooked. When we're young, our arteries are soft, elastic, and responsive. They expand easily with every heartbeat and contract smoothly as blood moves through them. But as we get older, factors like inflammation, oxidative stress, poor diet, and even chronic stress cause the arterial walls to stiffen. It's like turning a flexible garden hose into a rigid pipe. That stiffness means the heart has to pump harder to push blood through, which raises blood pressure. Over time, that constant strain can damage the delicate inner lining of the arteries, known as the endothelium, leading to further inflammation and narrowing. Now, flaxseed comes into play as a natural way to interrupt that process. It contains a unique blend of nutrients that work on multiple levels. The omega-3 fatty acids found in flaxseed are one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory agents in nature. They help calm the immune response that often keeps blood vessels in a state of chronic tension. When the inflammatory signals quiet down, the arterial muscles can relax, allowing blood to flow with less resistance. This gentle widening of the vessels is one of the reasons people who consume flaxseed regularly often notice lower blood pressure readings within a few weeks. But it doesn't stop there. The lignans in flaxseed also contribute to this effect. Lignans are phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that mimic some of the beneficial effects of natural estrogen in the body. Estrogen helps keep arteries supple, which is one reason premenopausal women tend to have lower rates of high blood pressure and heart disease. After menopause, when estrogen levels drop, arteries can become more rigid and less responsive. Flaxseed's lignans gently restore some of that flexibility, acting as natural protectors for the vascular system without any synthetic hormones. This makes flaxseed especially valuable for women in their 50s and beyond who are trying to protect their heart naturally. One of the lesser known benefits of flaxseed is how it influences nitric oxide production in the endothelium. Nitric oxide is a tiny molecule with a massive role. It tells your blood vessels when to relax and widen. When nitric oxide levels are high, blood flows freely, oxygen reaches every organ, and blood pressure stays in a healthy range. But when oxidative stress damages the endothelial cells, nitric oxide production declines, and vessels remain constricted. The antioxidants in flaxseed, along with its omega-3 content, help protect those endothelial cells, keeping nitric oxide production steady. This means that your arteries stay more responsive, your circulation improves, and your heart doesn't need to overexert itself to maintain a healthy rhythm. Chronic inflammation is another key driver of high blood pressure, and this is where flaxseed truly shines. Inflammation causes swelling and irritation in the blood vessel walls, making them narrower and more resistant to blood flow. This resistance forces the heart to work harder, which drives blood pressure up. Flaxseed helps counter this through multiple mechanisms. The ALase alpha linolenic acid in flax reduces the production of inflammatory molecules like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6. Over time, this helps calm the immune system's overreaction, restoring balance and reducing the tension in the vascular system. The result is smoother, easier blood flow and less strain on the heart. Flaxseed's fiber content also plays a surprisingly important role in blood pressure regulation. Soluble fiber absorbs excess cholesterol and bile acids, improving overall lipid balance. When cholesterol levels stabilize, the blood becomes less viscous, meaning it flows more freely. The reduction in LDL cholesterol and triglycerides reduces the friction that contributes to arterial stiffness. At the same time, fiber supports gut health, and research now shows that gut bacteria communicate directly with the cardiovascular system. A healthy gut microbiome produces compounds like short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation and improve blood vessel dilation. By feeding your gut the fiber it needs, you're indirectly helping your heart. There's also a fascinating connection between flaxseed and magnesium. Flaxseed is a good natural source of this mineral, and magnesium is essential for muscle relaxation, including the smooth muscles that line your blood vessels. When magnesium levels are low, those muscles stay constricted, keeping blood pressure elevated. By increasing magnesium intake through flaxseed, you help those vessels relax more easily. It's like teaching your arteries to breathe again, to move with each pulse, instead of fighting against it. Many people don't realize how much their lifestyle choices affect blood pressure until they start to change them. Adding flaxseed to your oatmeal every morning might seem small, but the ripple effect is enormous. Within a few weeks, as inflammation decreases and arterial flexibility improves, you may notice subtle changes. You might feel calmer, your pulse steadier, your energy more balanced throughout the day. These are signs that your cardiovascular system is working more efficiently. The blood pressure lowering effects of flaxseed have even been proven in clinical studies. In one long-term trial, participants who consumed 30 grams of ground flaxseed daily for 6 months saw significant reductions in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. The results were comparable to those seen with some blood pressure medications, but without side effects. What made this particularly impressive was that the benefits continued to build over time, suggesting that flaxseed doesn't just mask symptoms. It helps heal the underlying cause. It's important to remember that high blood pressure isn't only about the heart, it's a whole body issue. When your arteries are stiff and inflamed, every organ suffers. The kidneys, brain, eyes, and even the skin rely on smooth, efficient circulation. By improving arterial flexibility, flaxseed helps protect all these systems. It ensures that nutrients and oxygen reach every cell and that waste products are removed more efficiently. This is why people who regularly eat flaxseed often notice clearer thinking, better memory, and even improved complexion, because their entire body is receiving better blood flow. For older adults, this becomes especially crucial. As we age, our arteries lose elasticity naturally, but diet can either accelerate or slow that process. Processed foods, excess sodium, and unhealthy fats all contribute to stiffness and high pressure, while nutrient-dense foods like flaxseed help reverse it. That's why making flaxseed a permanent part of your diet is not just a short-term fix. It's an investment in your vascular youth. There's another fascinating connection between flaxseed and stress, which plays a major role in blood pressure. When you're under stress, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which tighten blood vessels and increase heart rate. Chronic stress keeps those hormones elevated, leading to persistently high blood pressure. The omega-3s in flaxseed help regulate these stress responses by supporting healthy adrenal function and improving mood stability. In other words, flaxseed helps calm not just your arteries, but also your nervous system, creating harmony between the mind and body. If you start your morning with a bowl of oatmeal and flaxseed, you're setting your body up for calm, sustained energy instead of the spikes and crashes that come from processed breakfast foods. The slow digesting fiber and healthy fats keep your blood sugar steady, which in turn keeps insulin levels balanced. Insulin resistance is another hidden driver of high blood pressure because it causes the body to retain sodium and constrict blood vessels. By keeping insulin in check, flaxseed helps maintain a natural, relaxed blood pressure rhythm throughout the day. And it's not just about what flaxseed adds, it's about what it replaces. When you fill your diet with healthy foods like flaxseed, you naturally crowd out the less healthy options. You start using less processed sugar, fewer refined oils, and less sodium because your meals are already rich in flavor and texture. Every small shift like that contributes to lower inflammation, better arterial tone, and a stronger heart. Many people are surprised by how quickly they begin to notice differences. Within weeks of incorporating flaxseed regularly, blood pressure readings begin to improve and feelings of heaviness or tension often ease. This isn't just anecdotal, it's the result of real, physiological change happening inside the arteries. The endothelium becomes healthier, the smooth muscle relaxes more easily, and the nervous system's control over blood pressure becomes more stable. There's something profoundly empowering about knowing that a simple food can have such deep effects. Flaxseed doesn't act like a quick fix. It works with your body, gently restoring balance one day at a time. Every spoonful nourishes your cells. Every breakfast helps your arteries remember what flexibility feels like. And that's how healing happens. Not in one dramatic leap, but in consistent, steady renewal. It's also worth mentioning how flaxseed supports electrolyte balance, which plays a direct role in blood pressure control. The potassium and magnesium it provides help offset the effects of sodium, which is one of the biggest culprits in hypertension. By restoring this mineral balance naturally, flaxseed helps your body release excess fluid, reducing pressure on the arteries. This gentle diuretic effect is far safer and more sustainable than relying on pills or drastic measures. The anti-inflammatory power of flaxseed extends to the smallest capillaries too. High blood pressure often damages these tiny vessels, especially in sensitive areas like the eyes and kidneys. The antioxidants in flaxseed protect these fragile networks from oxidative stress, ensuring that even the smallest parts of your circulatory system stay strong. That's why many people notice improvements in vision and kidney function when they consistently follow a heart-healthy, flaxseed-rich diet. And here's another piece of the puzzle. Flaxseed helps the body maintain a healthy ratio between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Most modern diets are overloaded with omega-6s from vegetable oils, which promote inflammation and constriction in the arteries. By adding flaxseed, you bring that ratio back into harmony, which reduces vascular tension and supports more relaxed, open arteries. It's a quiet yet profound shift that makes your cardiovascular system work more efficiently. People often underestimate how interconnected everything in the body is. When you lower inflammation, arteries relax. When arteries relax, the heart beats more efficiently. When the heart beats efficiently, oxygen delivery improves. When oxygen improves, energy and mood rise. That's the kind of cascade flaxseed sets in motion. It's not just lowering numbers on a blood pressure monitor. It's rejuvenating the body from the inside out. Even sleep quality can improve when blood pressure stabilizes. Better circulation means deeper rest, more consistent oxygen flow, and reduced nighttime awakenings. In turn, that restful sleep helps lower cortisol, which further reduces inflammation and keeps blood pressure in check. It's a perfect cycle of restoration that begins with a simple seed. Every time you stir flaxseed into your oatmeal, you're giving your body something it truly understands, real nourishment that heals at the cellular level. Over time, this habit can mean fewer medications, fewer doctor visits, and more energy for the things you love. It's amazing to think that something so small can have such a large impact. But that's the elegance of natural nutrition. Flaxseed is gentle, affordable, and accessible to almost everyone. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Just start where you are, 1 tablespoon at a time. With each passing day, your arteries will thank you for it, not just by lowering blood pressure, but by keeping you vibrant, calm, and strong from the inside out. When you start nourishing your body with foods that truly work for it instead of against it, something begins to shift on a deeper level. You don't just feel lighter or more energized. Your entire internal system starts to function with more efficiency and harmony. One of the most powerful and often overlooked benefits of daily flaxseed consumption is how it supports the liver, the body's most hardworking detox organ. Every drop of blood that flows through your digestive system eventually passes through the liver. It's there that toxins, hormones, fats, and chemicals are filtered, processed, and neutralized. When your liver works well, your whole body thrives. When it's sluggish or overburdened, everything else, from your digestion to your skin to your energy, starts to feel the strain. And this is where flaxseed quietly does its work, helping your liver detoxify and reducing the inflammatory compounds that circulate in your bloodstream. The liver is your body's natural filtration system. It's responsible for breaking down waste, processing fats, balancing hormones, and removing toxins that enter through food, air, and even stress. But with age, poor diet, and environmental exposure, the liver can become congested. When that happens, inflammatory compounds build up, leading to fatigue, cloudy thinking, and higher levels of inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation doesn't just cause pain. It's one of the root causes of nearly every chronic disease: heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, even cognitive decline. Keeping the liver healthy and efficient is one of the most important things you can do to reduce inflammation at its source, and flaxseed offers remarkable support for that process. Flaxseed contains a combination of soluble fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, and lignans that work together to ease the liver's workload. The soluble fiber acts like a sponge in your digestive tract, absorbing waste materials and binding to toxins, excess cholesterol, and used up hormones before they can re-enter the bloodstream. This helps lighten the detoxification load on the liver. The liver doesn't have to overwork to filter the same substances repeatedly because the fiber ensures they're carried out of the body through the digestive system. Over time, this not only improves digestion, but also frees up the liver to focus on metabolizing fats and neutralizing new toxins that enter the system. One of the liver's most important roles is metabolizing fats and producing bile, which helps digest them. When the liver is sluggish, bile flow becomes sluggish too, and that leads to poor fat digestion, bloating, and a buildup of waste in the bloodstream. Flaxseed's healthy fats, particularly its omega-3s, support bile flow naturally. They help the liver produce smoother, more effective bile that breaks down dietary fats efficiently. This improved bile flow also helps the body eliminate fat, soluble toxins more effectively, including those stored in the gallbladder. It's a simple but powerful way to keep your digestive system running clean and your blood free from excess fat and toxins. The lignans in flaxseed add another layer of detox support. These unique plant compounds have both antioxidant and hormone balancing effects. They help the liver process and eliminate excess estrogen and other hormones that can accumulate due to stress, poor diet, or chemical exposure. This is particularly important for women since estrogen dominance, a state where there's too much circulating estrogen compared to progesterone, can cause weight gain, mood swings, and fatigue. When the liver can't clear hormones efficiently, they build up and contribute to inflammation. Flaxseed helps restore balance by binding to these hormones and promoting their safe removal from the body. Beyond hormones, flaxseed's antioxidants protect the liver cells themselves. The liver is constantly exposed to oxidative stress because it's where toxins are broken down. Free radicals are generated as part of that process, and without enough antioxidants, those radicals can damage liver tissue over time. The lignans, along with vitamin E and phenolic acids naturally found in flaxseed, act as shields for the liver cells. They neutralize free radicals before they can cause harm, preserving the integrity of liver tissue and supporting regeneration. This means your liver can continue doing its detox work without becoming inflamed or fatigued. Another fascinating connection between flaxseed and liver health lies in its impact on blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. When blood sugar levels are consistently high, the liver is forced to store more fat, leading to a condition known as fatty liver, one of the most common liver disorders today. Fatty liver contributes to inflammation, insulin resistance, and higher cholesterol levels. The soluble fiber in flaxseed slows down the absorption of sugars into the bloodstream, keeping glucose levels steady and reducing the need for insulin spikes. This helps protect the liver from becoming overloaded with stored fat and allows it to metabolize energy more efficiently. When the liver detoxifies properly, the entire bloodstream benefits. Inflammatory compounds, environmental toxins, and metabolic byproducts are filtered out more efficiently, leaving the blood cleaner and less burdened. This translates into less stress on the arteries, less oxidation of LDL cholesterol, and reduced inflammatory signaling throughout the body. Over time, this has a profound impact on heart health, skin clarity, and energy stability. A healthy liver literally changes the quality of your blood, and flaxseed helps maintain that purity through daily, consistent support. The relationship between the liver and inflammation is deeply interconnected. When the liver is overburdened, it releases more inflammatory cytokines, chemical messengers that alert the immune system to trouble. While this is helpful in the short term, chronic cytokine activity leads to widespread inflammation that damages tissues and organs. By supporting the liver, flaxseed helps keep this inflammatory response under control. It gives the body a way to resolve inflammation rather than sustain it. Flaxseed's detoxifying effect also extends to the gut, which is another vital part of the body's elimination system. The liver sends waste products into the intestines via bile. But if the gut is sluggish or the diet lacks fiber, those toxins can be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream. Flaxseed's fiber ensures that these toxins move out of the body efficiently. It's like cleaning a filter. Once it's unclogged, everything works better. A well-functioning liver and gut partnership means cleaner blood, fewer toxins, and less inflammation overall. Another layer of support comes from how flaxseed influences lipid metabolism. High levels of unhealthy fats in the blood can overwhelm the liver, forcing it to store more triglycerides. The omega-3s in flaxseed help balance this by lowering triglyceride levels and improving the ratio of HDL to LDL cholesterol. This helps the liver manage fats more effectively and prevents the accumulation of fatty deposits in both the liver and the arteries. By improving fat metabolism, flaxseed keeps the liver from becoming a storage site for excess energy and instead allows it to function as a detox powerhouse. The detox process is not just about eliminating toxins. It's also about regeneration. The liver has an incredible ability to repair itself, even after damage, but it needs the right nutrients to do so. The amino acids, antioxidants, and fatty acids found in flaxseed provide the building blocks for this repair process. They help new liver cells regenerate and old damaged cells detoxify more efficiently. This renewal process keeps the liver strong, resilient, and capable of handling the daily demands of detoxification. People often overlook how much their emotions and stress levels affect their liver. In traditional medicine, the liver is considered the organ most sensitive to emotional imbalance, especially anger and frustration. When you're stressed, your body releases more cortisol and adrenaline, which have to be metabolized by the liver. Over time, chronic stress overloads the liver with hormone byproducts. The omega-3s and lignans in flaxseed help regulate stress hormones naturally. By supporting adrenal balance, they ease the liver's burden and reduce the cascade of inflammation triggered by prolonged tension. What's remarkable is that flaxseed doesn't just detoxify, it strengthens the liver so it can handle modern life's constant challenges. From processed foods to pollution, our bodies are constantly exposed to chemicals that didn't exist just a century ago. The liver is the organ that deals with all of it. Flaxseed, with its natural compounds, acts like a daily cleanser and protector, reinforcing the liver's ability to keep your blood clean. And when your blood is clean, everything improves. Energy, immunity, even the clarity of your thoughts. The skin, too, often reflects the liver's health. When the liver is overwhelmed, toxins can start exiting through the skin, leading to acne, dullness, or irritation. Once the liver's detox pathways are supported, these symptoms often fade. People who start consuming flaxseed daily often notice that their complexion brightens and inflammation-related skin conditions calm down. This isn't just surface level. It's the visible result of the liver functioning more efficiently and the blood carrying fewer inflammatory compounds. Your joints and muscles also benefit when the liver is functioning well. Inflammatory toxins that linger in the bloodstream can trigger pain, stiffness, and swelling in connective tissues. When flaxseed helps the liver clear those toxins out, joint mobility improves and chronic pain often eases. This is especially noticeable in older adults or anyone dealing with arthritis or inflammatory discomfort. The body simply moves better when the internal environment is clean and balanced. The detoxification support from flaxseed extends even further to the immune system. A healthy liver filters out bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens from the blood. When it's sluggish, the immune system becomes overstimulated and reactive. By keeping the liver clear, flaxseed helps maintain immune balance, allowing your defenses to respond efficiently without going into overdrive. This contributes to fewer flare-ups of inflammation-related conditions and a greater sense of vitality overall. What makes flaxseed especially remarkable is its gentleness. Many detox approaches are harsh or too aggressive. Forcing the body to purge toxins faster than the liver can process them. That often leads to fatigue, headaches, or digestive upset. Flaxseed works differently. Its fiber binds toxins gradually, its healthy fats support bile flow naturally, and its antioxidants protect liver tissue throughout the process. It's a slow, steady cleansing that aligns with the body's natural rhythms. Over time, this consistent support leads to profound internal changes. The blood becomes cleaner, circulation improves, inflammation decreases, and nutrient delivery to every organ becomes more efficient. The liver's detoxification pathways, known as phase I and phase IIe, become more balanced. In phase I, toxins are broken down into intermediate forms, and in phase II, they're neutralized and excreted. Flaxseed provides the nutrients needed for both stages, including amino acids, sulfur compounds, and antioxidants. When both phases are balanced, detoxification happens smoothly without buildup or stress on the system. For those who consume alcohol or take medications regularly, flaxseed can be an especially important ally. The liver processes every substance that enters the bloodstream, including alcohol and synthetic compounds. Over time, this can generate oxidative stress that weakens liver cells. The omega-3s and lignans in flaxseed help reduce this oxidative load, protecting the liver from long-term damage. They also assist in flushing out the byproducts of alcohol metabolism, minimizing inflammation and fatigue. One of the most rewarding parts of nourishing your liver through flaxseed is how it changes your overall vitality. People often describe feeling clearer, more grounded, and lighter, not just physically, but mentally. That's because when the liver and bloodstream are free of excess toxins, the brain receives cleaner, oxygen-rich blood. Mental fog lifts, focus improves, and mood stabilizes. The connection between the liver and the mind is real and deeply physiological. Even the smallest daily habits can transform your health when practiced consistently. That tablespoon of flaxseed you stir into your oatmeal every morning doesn't just help your arteries or digestion. It helps your liver stay strong, efficient, and capable of protecting you from the constant stream of toxins that come with modern living. With every day that you choose to nourish instead of burden your liver, you're giving your body a cleaner internal environment, calmer inflammation levels, and a foundation for lasting health that radiates through every system.